Hey guys, it's Lori, and today's video is on the topic of relationships. And this is all about somebody, maybe you, may have something to do with my life story, but if you find yourself in relationships and it's not healthy, it's not what it is that you really wanted, and how the heck do you get here, and do you change out the partner, what is it that you do, and all of those situations. So let me just give you a little bit of backstory. I have been married, divorced, in long-term relationships, lived with guys, had short relationships, and it seemed that I never got what it is that I really wanted. They ended up failing in the end. They ended up with broken hearts and all of these things, and I just felt deflated and just felt like, man, what the heck is going on here? Why is it that I'm not in a healthy relationship? Why is it that I keep repeating this cycle? And it's fine and dandy to sit there and think that, oh, it was just a bad partner, blah, blah, blah. We create the story, we put the blame on them, and it's about taking responsibility and realizing like it has very little to do with them, and it has a lot to do with you and the way that you conduct yourself in relationships and the way that I conduct myself in relationships. And that can be a bit of a burden in the beginning if you think about it, when you take on responsibility, like, whoa, all of the things that went down in the relationship, like, I am responsible for those things. I am responsible for the way that I conduct myself in a relationship. It's not for me to project and put that blame or those fears on somebody else. It has everything to do with me. And when you come to that space, it's a lot of self-awareness that comes into it. And if you're anything like me, when you take that responsibility for yourself, it can feel a bit overwhelming, like, holy shit, what am I doing here? Like, man, I'm really jacked up in relationships. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. I keep repeating the same cycle over and over, and you know what? I don't know what I'm doing here. And it kind of can feel painful. It can kind of hurt. So this video is inspired, if you're anywhere in this situation, that this is to encourage you to start walking in the direction you want to walk in. Take some responsibility. Recognize that this is all about you, baby. Relationships just make you more of what you already are. So for me, when I get into this self-sabotage of like, oh, I'm not good enough, I don't know how to do this, blah, 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 you know, and start feeling like overwhelmed that I don't know how to do this because it's not turning out the way that I wanted it to step back and say, you know what? Hold on a second. How many years does it take for somebody to master something? You know, I just made a video like how to master anything. And I said like it takes 1 hour a day, 6 days a week, practicing for years. It takes like to be a national expert, it's like 5 years of doing something every single day and mastering it. And I think about like a chef, or I think about how I know how to make food. Well, duh, I've been making food for years. I know how to make food. That's like not a challenge to me at all. So when somebody says to me, hey, like, how do you make this? How do you make that? That's like cake. It's no challenge. But when somebody comes to me and says, hey, how do you have a healthy relationship? I'm probably not the best person to ask. Yet here I am in a relationship that I'm 6 months into, finding myself repeating the same behaviors and patterns that I have in past relationships. But at least this time, I'm recognizing it. I'm recognizing like, whoa, this is happening again, and how do I turn it around? So in the beginning, it's like I started beating myself up like, man, here I go again. I'm doing the same thing. I'm ruining these relationships. Like, crap, maybe I'm not ready to be in a relationship, and all of these fears come in, right? And it's just like, come on, stop, Lori, for a second. Like, I understand. I don't like the way that I'm conducting myself, but at least I'm thankful to have the practice, the ability to practice here. And if I just keep practicing, right, eventually I'm going to get there. So it's to take the focus off of where I lack and pity me, poor me, I don't know how to have a healthy relationship, and focus it on that I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I have a willing partner that's showing up for me every day. I'm so thankful that I recognize that it doesn't have very much to do with them and the way that they conduct themselves, but it has everything to do with me. And this is very much inspired by Mother Teresa's quote, anyway, or her poem anyway. And at the very end, her last line says, because at the end of the day, it wasn't between you and them. It's between you and God. So this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And relationships just make you more of what you already are. So what are you? And what is it that you really want? And start remembering, practice studying. If I commit 1 hour a day, 6 days a week in the art of relationships, like, man, check me out in 5 years from now. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm headed, and I'm just admitting it. Like right now, I'm a kindergartner. I'm at the beginning phase. I haven't had years of practicing healthy relationships. So forgiving myself for not practicing and yet still jumping in and starting to learn and starting to practice and say, recognize, okay, I see my responsibility here. I take responsibility here. I forgive myself for the way that I've conducted myself. I'm thankful to now have the opportunity to move forward, see it for what it is, and start conducting myself in a relationship in ways that feel good to me. So that's where I'm at. That's what I want to share with you, that if you're in that space of relationships and not having a healthy relationship, that there's so much that goes down. The cycle can be broken, and it starts with you, and it starts with accepting some responsibility for yourself and forgiving yourself and committing to walking in the direction of a healthy relationship. So that's where I'm at, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon. I'm studying so much about this stuff. I'm practicing so much. I've got some great things that I really want to share with you, my life, my relationships, openly and candidly, because you know what? If I can save you some of the troubles that I have learned throughout my life, then I would love to give that gift to you, because, you know, life's too short. And if I could help anybody else through my journey, then I've done good. So looking forward to sharing more with you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.